Good morning, afternoon, or evening. So today I'm going to review what is an API. It's pretty important and pretty common in the web world and even tech world and in everyday world. So when you use even an app, you're interfacing with an API, whether you know it or not. Pretty much any website uses APIs under the hood, and even like some like smart TVs use APIs. So on a high level, what is it? It stands for Application Programming Interface, and it's a mechanism that allows two software components to talk to one another using definitions and protocols predefined. Example is this National Weather Service. They have an API here, and it allows companies to consume pre-existing programs without kind of building their own in-house. So an example would be this weather app here, and it will contain kind of a lot of information, a lot of data. Mostly it comes back via JSON. This is a status OK, but it can have custom data, and it could be pretty much anything that you want, that the builder wants. There's a big collective list of many different types of APIs. You can leverage these APIs to build a web app. You can deal with animals, anime, art, books, business, calendar stuff, data validation, development, food and drink even. I made a random drinking API. You put in a couple of ingredients and it comes back with what kind of drinks that you can make from it. Um, there's also plenty of free image APIs, and you can get kind of random images here. Good for placeholders. Um, so at a high level, it is a good way to look at it, an analogy, is you'll have your customer here, the client. Think of a restaurant. You're the customer, you're sitting at the table, the client, the waiter comes over and takes your order. In this case, the waiter is the API. And then you give the order to your waiter or waitress. You have a predefined protocol or language. You have a set menu of items. That's your menu, the schema, and in most cases, and then the protocol language, English, Spanish, whatever the native tone is. Um, and the customer in this case is the client, so it could be like a web browser, a mobile app, even a smart TV. And the waiter is this API that interfaces with the back-end services, so the chef in the back of the house, in this case. So the chef will take the input from the request from the waiter. So I want a cheeseburger cooked medium with a side of sweet potato fries, no tomatoes. They'll take that input and they will fulfill the request and hand it back to the server. And if all goes well, a good response is 200. You get exactly what you've asked for. And it doesn't go 100% all of the time, but generally 200 status is okay. 300 is redirection, that you get redirected. 400 is a client error, so there was a bad input or resource wasn't found. They go by 404, or you weren't authorized to get that. So maybe you're like under 21, you're not authorized to order a beer yet. And then a 500 is a server error responses. So a server is unavailable, the server is down, the network is down, maybe there's no data, something like that. And there's a bunch more HTTP statuses at Mozilla Developer Network.